Hi, everybody. Welcome to my Wednesday Live. I'm Dee Slater. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome. At this class, we are going to be exploring Layers of Beauty Bundle, especially how to use the decorative mask on it. So as people are getting notifications that I'm live, I am going to do a little bit of housekeeping here, just to make sure that everybody knows all of the specials that's going on the month of July. So first of all, here's what we're going to be making here today. It's going to be gorgeous. I'm so excited to show you how to do this easy layering. Wanted to remind everybody that bonus days is going on in the month of July. What that is every $50 in product that you order month of July on one order, you get a $5 coupon that gets emailed to you that you can redeem in the month of August. So it's a fun little perk. It's kind of like Kohl's Cash if you're familiar with that. If you do earn a bonus day coupon, make sure that you keep that email that has the coupon code in it, because that's the only way that you can redeem it. They can't really look back and see what your code is. So make sure that you're looking for that email from Stampin' Up! When you place your order of $50 or more on one order, and hang on to that email until you redeem your coupon. All right. Okay. Well, as stated here, and as the name of the class, it's the Layers of Beauty Decorative Mask, easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason that it's the 4 or 5 is that there's 5 masks that you use to create this beautiful, almost watercolor look that you can have using decorative mask, versus maybe using other coloring tools to get the look. So if you want to, in the comments, let me know if you've ever used any decorative mask before, and how you like it. And also let me know if you, if you have this new bundle on it. So let me go ahead and kind of share with you a few things about this bundle here. Hi, Doreen. So this is the bundle. You get the bundle comes with the stamp set, the dies, as well as the decorative mask. So you get all 3 in the bundle on it. I did want to show that the main image here, this big floral image, it needs the size F, the largest acrylic block that Stampin' Up! Has. I don't know what happened to mine, but I used the next largest one and I made it work. I just made sure to hit the corners when I did that. So if you have the E size block, you can get away with this, just being a little cautious, but as you can see, I really needed the next size up block on that. Hi, Marge. Yes, I know. I decided to dress in Christmas colors here too on it. So anyways, you do want to have that extra large block if you don't already have it. And I've got to get that added onto my order. I've torn up my stamp room here. I don't know what I did with it. I'll probably open a box that I took home to work on something, and there it will be. So as soon, you know how it is, as soon as you buy the replacement, you find it. If you have the catalog, I just kind of wanted to show you what I was talking about with the blocks. So here is, it's on page 83 if you've got the catalog. And for this stamp set, you do need this F size block. That's basically it's a 5x6 block. And if you have that one, that's the largest one that you would need for all of these extra large stamps. So I did want to show you that, as well as this is found, this bundle is found on page 57. And here's the Layers of Beauty. Here's their samples that they have with it. And of course, we're going to make a Christmas in July Christmas rose. And up here, like you'll see that it comes with the stamp set, decorative mask, and the dies. So you get all 3 of them for the $56.50. Okay, so just wanted to kind of show how all of that works and where you might find it. Okay, oh, thank you. Marge said a pretty card. Well, I'm going to even take it up a notch for us, so hang tight. Okay, I'll turn the camera around and we will get started making this card. All right, let me do a little close-up here on it, and I'll just talk about this for a little bit. Again, this is the Layers of Beauty. This was the first card that I created with it. Love this little, like the Distress Brick, I think it is, the 3D folder. So this is not a Christmas one, Christmas in July, but you know, just using the colors on that. So that was my practice one, and I'm gaga on how that turned out. And then I was thinking, well, how else could we use this? And I'm like, well, of course, a Christmas rose. So this is what I'm calling this card here. And so you might be able to see I've got a little Wink of Stella on it. And I used the decorative mask. Whoop, I just flicked off an embellishment to get the detailed coloring layers on it. Sometimes if you're like me, we use our blends and everything to get the details, but we're not sure exactly how to get the depth of color. Well, the mask that we're going to use here today, and any of the decorative masks, whether it's this one or others, it really helps you get that 3D depth of color look to it. And then I'm also going to be using some of the new online exclusives, the Greetings of the Season stamp set to make it Christmassy. And I will tell you, I'm gaga about that stamp set too. All right, so for this card, what I did is I took that big floral stamp and I actually used pecan pie. Now you could use Memento black or any color, but I used the brown tones on that for the mask on it. And then I'm using blending brushes, and on both of the cards, or the cards we're going to make here today, I'm going to use Real Red and Garden Green. But so that's what that looks like. But for our time here together, what I thought I would do is do the same thing, only instead of our pecan pie, I've got gold embossing powder. I don't know if you can see that, but it is shiny goodness. So I used Versamark. Well, I went ahead and used the Embossing Buddy on the basic white to get the static off of it. Used Versamark, had the gold embossing powder. Right now at Stampin' Up, it's part of a metallic embossing powder set, so you get 3 different metallic colors. But I'm going to use this gorgeous gold embossing, and we'll really step it up. But I'll come back at the end and we'll kind of compare and contrast. But you can use your regular ink, but let's fancy this up. All right, so for the decorative mask, it comes in a little pouch like this. And I wanted to just show you how easy this is. First of all, it has this little notch up in the left-hand corner. And if you look real closely, I don't even know if you can see it on here, but each one of these are numbered. So number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then that's the order that you want to do your mask coloring in that order. And so this is nice. Other decorative masks that I have, they might have had the numbers, but they didn't have the notch. And so you were always trying to see which way it went. I love it so that it has a little, again, it's got a little embossed number. So you know that that's right side. And then if you line them up, there's your notches. That's the orientation that they will go in. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll take number 1. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and stamp your image. And here again, I used, you can use regular ink, and I've gone ahead and done a gold embossing. And it wouldn't hurt to get a little washi tape, or I like using this cover-up tape by Post-it. It's basically a thick washi tape, and it's removable. So depending on how you stamp it and the orientation, this is going to be the trickiest part. It's just lining up the florals. So there's my 2 here. Let's see here. Like I said, we might have to do a little posing. Okay. And then I don't know if you saw that, but then all of a sudden they line up. So this might not, your stamp might not land, like how you stamp like I did here, might not line up with how the orientation of the mask is. But if you keep turning the image, it will match up with an outline. And so here it is. And then you can see where I can see the outline of the stamped images. So once you get that, you can use a little removable tape. Now, when I did it, I just held it down. It's totally your comfort level. But I'm going to do the flowers here first, or the mask in the order, saying like, let's do the flowers first. So I'm using Real Red for our Christmas rose. Whoops. And I've got my blending brush that I'm going to use. I'm picking it up in the corner because when you use your stamped images, you can see where it's a little lighter there. So all of this ink in the corners unused. So when I do any type of, other ink type of thing, I grab it in the corner. All right, I've got it down and I'm just going to start adding color. So everywhere that the mask is exposed, I'm adding the color. Now, as you can see with using the blending brush, my red is pretty rosy red. And so I could keep going over and over that, but as we layer our mask layers, that's where we get the tones on it too. So I don't want to go too crazy with darkening it, but we keep adding layer upon layer of color. So I just make sure I have everything. Okay, so then that's number one. And I can keep my tape here. And then because this is our water-based ink, just take this to the sink and it's plastic and you just rinse it off. But I'll put that one off to the side. Now I'm looking for number two and kind of that same thing. I'm just going to kind of keep turning it until it lines up. And let's see here. And sometimes when I line up one here, like the other ones aren't quite lined up, that's okay. It just means that you need to pivot it a little bit until it all comes into focus. Let me pick this up so you can see. So now this is covered up where we just inked. And so this exposed one's going to get double ink on it. Okay, so let me go ahead and put that back down. And I'll get my mask or my removable tape, pick up my ink in the corner, and I'm just swirling around. So just however much extra that you want to add on. And oh my goodness, look how beautiful. So now I've got extra tones on those. Take my tape off. That was number two. Number three. So 1, 2, 3 on this particular one is for the flowers. Okay, so that looks good there. Let me kind of keep turning it because it's all not. See here, like I just find an image that looks like it matches up good. So that's going to hit the center there. And then I can do these other ones. Okay, so let me pull this up. And so here's those matched up. Now this one needs to go a little bit there. You can see where that's covered up the lines. See how I was off just a little bit? And I see that white exposed. So if I just kind of swivel that, now everything looks like it's lined up. I'm going to get the center of that flower, the center over here. And that looks great. Get my mask. I've made about 3 of these so far as the different ones. If you like to relax through coloring, you'll love Decorative Masks. I also wanted to do this Christmas rose a little early, just so that, like, if you make several of these would not be last minute ones, right? On here. Hi, Joan. She says, good morning from sunny Minnesota. Okay, so this is number 3 of the flowers. So that's all of the flowers. So this is how our Christmas rose is going to look. Each time it's going to be a little different depending on how much ink that you apply. All right, so that's our red. So if you wanted to, you could do like this red and white palette here. So you could die cut this now and have a really interesting red and white look to it. But let's go ahead and use our maskings 3 and 4. And I'm using Garden Green for the green. Wanted to go traditional Christmas colors. So here's number 4. And I know here's the notches on the upper left-hand side, so I know this is right side up. And the same thing as before, just kind of find an image, keep turning it until, like, can you see how, like, all of a sudden it lines up with the stamped image? The first one is really going to do more of the outline because that's our background. I'll go ahead and pull this up so that you can see this closer. So here I would be lining it up and then boom. You see the stamped outline and you know that's it. I do a quick check just to make sure that I don't need to pivot it a little bit. Tack it down, and now I'll get my green blending brush that I have designated for a green tone. And it looks like I moved it just a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and reposition it. And it blends, so it's okay if you go outside the line a little bit, and I'll show you on my other ones, it really doesn't matter. All right, so now we're going to add the green. So as you can see on this decorative mask for the leaves, all of the flower images are now covered up. So we're not getting any of this green on the leaves. Of course, you can still use your blends, your markers, and other ways to color this stamp set if you like. So you can order the stamp set and the dies independently. But if you get the bundle, there's no way around it. You get the mask as well. Okay. So that's number 4. We'll take that off. Let me know if you've ever used decorative mask on here. Get that off. I'm really kind of hitting it really hard compared to the last one. Okay, so there's number 4. So we have number 5 up in the corner. 5's up. It's in the notches in the upper corner. And the same thing. Let's find where it looks like that the leaves are. Whoops. And there we go. Get our washi tape, removable tape, just to anchor it down so it doesn't shift too much on us. And swirl and color. So this gives us our highlighting. So if you're intimidated by using blends to get color tones, you might enjoy looking at the decorative mask because you get the tones that the artist already did for us. So we don't have to think where the highlights go. Sometimes not thinking is awesome. All right, so that's the end of it. What do you guys think? Isn't that so pretty? Now you could use this just as a layering piece in and of itself, but because, so that's gorgeous. You could cut it down to whatever layering size that you want. And let me go ahead and get our card that we're going to have to finish it today. All right, so ahead of time, what I've done is just kind of show you some of the color palette here that we can work with. And on my sample here, I used the green background. And so today I think I'm going to use the red so that we can see the difference if we like the red or the green different. Ahead of time what I did, so I'm going to use the Real Red cardstock cut at 4 1/4 by 11. So I want this card to kind of stand upright. So the score line is going to be at the top. Get my bone folder on here. And this is the distress tile that I've embossed already through the embossing folder. And let's go ahead, we can glue that layer down. There's something about a textured background with this rose. I'm calling it this rose or this flower. I just think it gives it an elevated look. Do you have to? No, not at all. It will still be gorgeous. I'm just all about this one being a little bit over the top. All right. So ahead of time, what I did is I took the dies and I die cut out the main image here because that's one die cut. But I wanted to share with you other ways that you can use the dies. Let me get my die here. So here's the matching dies. And you get these leaf images as well as this cute little tag. And I'll show you again one of the other samples. So I took this large image and I die cut out the background so it's nice and loose. This die cut image here, or this die, will line up and cut out this single rose. So that's what I'm going to do with this. I've got my die cutting machine right off to the left of me here. I won't move it in the camera view, but I can kind of take my same, and I'm still going to cut out the large one like this. So if I wanted to, and that's what I did on my first sample, I die cut this out and then I took this and die cut the die cut. Hopefully that makes sense. But on this one, since I've already got that done for the sake of time, I'm just going to line it up with this one and I'll run it through the die cut machine. So I'm off camera doing this and it probably will jiggle just a little bit. I'm using that same removable tape to hold my die into place. And that shifted on me just a tad when I put the cover on. Okay, there we go. All right, so if it jiggles, I'm sorry. Yep, there it went. So look away. Don't want to get anybody seasick. All right. So here's this. Gorgeous little image that we just made on here. So now I can do a pop-up layer piece. Put that off to the side. All right, so now I've got all of those components. And I'll get the rest of my things and we'll put the card here together. All right, so I'm going to take our die cut image that we mask, and ahead of time you might see that I put a little Wink of Stella on it. I do want to add a little Wink of Stella sparkle. Like I said, this will be a very, very, very special Christmas card that I send to somebody. And since it's at the time of the video here, it is Christmas in July. So if you have those several people that you want to know that would really like this card, this would be perfect. So you just kind of turn it so that it fits into the frame of your card. And let's see, before I put that down, ahead of time, just to save time a little bit, because of course it was all about how to use the mask, but ahead of time, I die cut the 4 different leaf images that they have, and I want to use my Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to put these on the front of these for right now. I thought this would, this is another way that you can put your leaf images or images behind. You could go ahead and, just put it on with tear and tape or other things, but I know I'm going to 3D pop up this embellishment here, our big layers of beauty. So now I've got sticky on the front and the back of this, and it makes it easy for me to know where I want to put my gold accents to it. Okay, so I got that. Take off that. Let's see. So this is I want to make sure that it stays, I don't have any gold sticking outside the frame of my card. And get this one, I'll put a little extra gold down on the other corners. So this is gold foil that I used to die cut out the leaf images. So I've got my gold embossing powder. I have my gold leaf accents that come with the dies. So a nice little extra, I think, on that. Okay, make sure that everything still stays within the frame of the card. It does. So now you can see that, like with doing that, I already have a little bit of lift on it, and then that stays into place. And then I can see where it goes as far as the gold accent images. And this is a nice big element, so don't be shy on your Stampin' Dimensionals here. And get this on. Get all of that. Joan said it was sunny in Minnesota. Here in Northeast Indiana, we are rain, rain, rain. Of course, nothing like poor people in Houston and other areas of the country. Gorgeous. Ahead of time, I took the image from Greetings of the Season. I have a feeling you all will see me use the stamp set time and time again. Love the font, love the versatility of it. And then I used one of the dies that come with the bundle in this shape here, and I'm using the Love and Joy. And again, let's put some dimensionals on this. And get that. Put that up here. And then I just looked through my ribbon stash, and I'm going to put this on first, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But I looked through my ribbon stash. I don't know if this is still available or not, but this is the 1/8 inch gold and gold and white ribbon. And then I know that this is still available. This is the Simply Elegant trim. So I put both of those together and made my little bow. Oops. Removable tape will not work for putting on a bow. Let's get a mini glue dot on here. And I'll pick that up. Since I'm making this so far ahead of time, sometimes what I do is I get out my hot glue gun and use that for these 3D bows. That way I know it's going to stay 6 months. All right, so we have that. That's the front of our card. Almost done. We're going to add a little more. I'll put this on at the end. Ahead of time, what I did is I took another one of the stamps that come in the stamp set and heat embossed the gold on it. Now this one isn't part of the mask at all, so I just used my blends for that. You can use your markers. And I used Real Red, and I didn't have Garden Green, but I found the new In Color, the Shy Shamrock, worked pretty close to it. So I'm going to add a little accent there in the bottom. And let's go ahead and pop that up too. So we have, you can make several of those if you wanted. I just wanted to show that we can decorate the inside nice and cute. And then I'm going to take another one of those images from the Greetings of the Season. And this one reads, "It's the most wonderful time of the year." And we'll stamp that right in the middle. Lovely, lovely. Isn't that font gorgeous? It's just gorgeous. Take my liquid glue, put that on the inside. I am so glad I'm making this card in July, because this way, oh, this is a little large. Well, it's going down. Okay, so normally this would be 4 by 5 1/4. That one's just way big, but I'm moving forward. Okay, so now we made our extra rows on here that's got Winka Stella. If we wanted to, we could double stack it. We could offset it, and let me know what you think. Should I double stack it or offset it? Might be a little delay. I can see that my my internet's coming in and out on this. But you know, we could sew like double stack it and just kind of offset it a little bit like this, or just make another rose completely on it. I think I'm going to just offset it and double stack it since I'm freezing up on you. Oh, so pretty. One more thing. Oh, this, we're blinging out, guys. This is not, you know, for the faint of heart. This is going to be the over the top. I love you so much. I'm sending you my bestest Christmas card ever. And I'm using Neutrals Adhesive Back Gems. And let's get, I don't know, that one's a twofer. You can see I've used quite a bit of those. It's got the gold, copper, and like a silver on that. Put 3 of them. Put some on the inside if you want, but I'm out of them on that one. And we're good to go. All right, so this is how to use the decorative mask. This is our Christmas rose using the decorative mask with the layers of beauty. And I wanted to share with you, like, here's the 2 differences between the cards, just so that you can see how you can have maybe a beginner one and then stepping it up. So again, this one I used Pecan Pie. Pecan Pie for me reads gold tone. So if you ever want a nice lighter neutral brown, Pecan Pie could be your best friend with that. And then on this one, did the heat embossing with the gold. Both of them have a little Winca Stella on it. This one you can see I really went harder, or had more ink with the mask, went over it a little more. This one was a little lighter. This one might be a pink Christmas rose on it. And then one more over here. This was just an anytime card. And here you can see I turned it in the other orientation. Did a little inking with my embossing folder, ran it through. And then I told you that little tag that it came with the die set. And it has a stamp on the layers of beauty that says God bless. So, and then I used that image and just stamped it on the inside instead of die cutting it. But there's some ideas. Let me turn the camera around. So I hope you enjoyed this class on the layers of beauty, and especially focusing on the decorative mask, easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that you give decorative mask a try, whether it's this one or something else that might be in the catalog or on the online exclusives. Give it a try there. It's a lot of fun, and it's definitely gives you a lot of success to it. And let's see here. It looks like my internet keeps coming in and out. I hope it's recording. But if there's anything in here that you like, I would really appreciate a thumbs up, a like. And if there's somebody that you think might enjoy this video, please do share the video. I would appreciate it. And as always, have a great day and happy crafting. Bye-bye.